And so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another program of Insight with Chris Kubasu. In our program today, we are going to be looking at several issues, and to guide us along these issues, in the studio today, we have Mr. JJ Kamodo.
Welcome, viewers.
Also, in the studio, we have Professor Sam Ongel.
Good evening, viewers.
Maybe to start us off, Nairobi, the question of crime. Crime is a burning question that most Kenyans really have tried to think about. Because every day in our streets, we are being carjacked, we are being watch jacked, and also clothes and jacket jacked. So, maybe perhaps to start us off today with, Mr. JJ Kamodo, could you probably give us a bit of insight as the Ministry of Local Government? What are you doing about the question and the burning problem and the burning stress and the burning question of crime? Maybe, come on.
That is a very good question, Mr. Kubafu. This problem, I have to say, serikali ya mzee is dealing with it on a multi-level level. Tunasema kwa, we have very many hooligans in the country, but we have the Matatu menace. The Matatu, we put them under control by giving them the tier of these licenses and the certificate of good conduct. So we are starting the Gangster licensing board for the thugs in Nairobi. So every gangster in Nairobi, awe ni mwizi wa kuku, awe ni gangster, atapewa area of jurisdiction. Atakuwa akifanyia kazi. And no one shall be found operating outside the area of jurisdiction. We want to do something called decentralization. We are having all the gangsterism concentrated in a city. We want to distribute our gangsters equally. Why should we have all the carjacking in Nairobi? We don't have anyone stealing the chips in Mombasa. We don't have anyone stealing the donkey carts in Rodwood. So we want to distribute our gangsters equally, and they shall have a certificate of bad conduct.
There is a question also of garbage within the city. Mr. Kamogo, residents of Nairobi City have been complaining about heaps and heaps of multi-tons of garbage within our Nairobi precincts. We find them within our estates, we find them within our shops, and also find them outside our dorms. So maybe, Mr. Kamogo, the question of garbage collection, what is your ministry doing about it?
It matters less what my ministry is doing. Serikali ya mzee, it is dealing with a multi-level society. Tukiondoa hii takataka kwa mitaa, shokola atakula wapi? We have the shokola, tunaumbwa jagiri, we have stray cats, and they depend on the garbage. In fact, it is a self-inflicted problem. So we are saying, my ministry is going to ensure that all the dumping sites that have disappeared from Nairobi are reinstated. We are starting some new dumping sites. For example, we don't have a dumping site in Kenyatta Avenue. Hiyo ambayo ilikuwa hapo tunarudisha because we know it serves a purpose.
In fact, to add on what the minister said, when I was the Minister of Local Government, I ensured that the government allocated each street with a dumping site. Whatever happened to the sites, we don't know. And so, we were monitoring the situation.
Yes. That brings us to another burning question of population. Population. Because this is the question, God help us, this is the question that is making all these thugs, all these carjackers and thieves and cuckoo jackers appear along our Nairobi streets. Population is a question which probably Professor Sam Ongel. Why is it that the government has allowed the population growth to go so high within the Nairobi city?
That's a very good question, Chris. In fact, I've prepared for it equally. Now, People are saying the ministry about population. We have nothing to do with the people's rights. The ministry is clear on that. That's a clear indication, you see? You see? But maybe to answer on your question, there is one thing that you've got to understand. The population, for example, in Nairobi must go high. Because mathematically speaking, we have 8,000 husbands in Nairobi who give birth to an average of 4 children a year, of which these 4 children, 3 of them are not from the already registered wife. They are from what my ministry calls non-governmental organizations.